2 minutes. Good evening, everyone. How is your day going? Okay, Helen, thank you so much for asking about my day. You don't have to call me sir. You can just call me Avi, AVI. That's my name. I'm writing it in the chat. It's fine. I'm not your sir. Okay. So today it's related to. Okay. First, let's understand what an IDS or an Okay, let's start. How many of you have installed VMware or VirtualBox in your system? I think if you have installed it, audio is not clear. Hello, am I audible now? Start the lecture, time is not enough. Huh. Attendance will be sent at the end of the class. Okay, Thinking Knowledge has installed VMware or VirtualBox. Thinking Knowledge, what did you install? VMware or VirtualBox? Good evening, Justin. VirtualBox, VMware. Okay. I hope you guys. I hope you guys have VirtualBox on my system and have Kali links. What kinds of projects will we get? Tech with Ruman, they will be related to firewalls, IPS, IDS. Okay, let's start. What is the difference between an IDS and IPS? This is important. Okay, can someone type in the chat? I don't have a laptop with me. What should I do? Nature question. That is a good question. I think just listen to the class, learn, and whenever you get the access to the laptop, you can practice all of it. I didn't, but I will be taking notes. That's perfect, gamer. Okay, difference between IDS and IPS. I'm gonna give you guys a minute, and then I'm gonna start with what actually is the difference. Ayush, that is perfect. White Devil attend. Okay, I'm not gonna answer any attendance questions anymore. Ayush, that is a perfect. Assalamu alaikum, Sitara. Walaikum assalam, sir. I'm so sorry. Uh, IPS prevents from malware and IDS detects malware. Okay, let's discuss recap. We have just started. We cannot recap. Uh, Sir, I'm using Kali Linux with Windows Sandbox. It's good for Josephine. That's actually perfect. You guys need to take with Roman. You can install VMware, not VMware, but VirtualBox on a low-end laptop. It'll be a little slow, but it will run. Don't worry. IDS detects, IPS takes action to protect. Ambrose Palmer, that is the perfect response. That is what it is. The IDS that we shall be using today to demonstrate is called SNOT. Okay, so let me just start sharing my screen and show you what SNOT IDS is. I think all of you have given extremely good answers. Let's stop with this. Okay, we're gonna use SNOT IDS today. We're gonna run it on Kali Linux itself. We are not running it on pfSense open source firewall. Okay, we're gonna run it on Kali and we're also gonna run the attacks on Kali. All right. Just this is just a description of what SNOT actually does. All right. If anybody has any doubt, let's take 1 minute. Till 7:10, I'll be answering doubts. Sir, what is the difference between GitHub and Linux? Yes, Vignesh, we are going to use SNOT rules. Please recap. A recap shall be sent on the group. Nature question. Okay. All right. I'm going to start sharing my Kali Linux screen. Okay, so this is my Kali Linux screen. I'm gonna switch to it and I'm gonna ask you guys a question. You can follow along on your systems as well. Okay, so my first question is I'm typing ifconfig and I get what all network adapters are attached. So these are the two main network adapters that we are using, which is ETH0 and ETH1. Okay. Now I want to ask you guys, what is the role of two adapters here? Why am I using two adapters instead of just one? It would have been easier for me to use just one adapter. I had to add one. Why? Can someone answer? Okay, so one router is there to be host only. So I can reach the metasploitable machine as well as the PF Sense firewall. The other one is connected to NAT. NAT, let's say host only. Per Siddharth, you said host. It's actually host only. So when a network configuration, let me actually just open it so it's easier for you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna share screen and I'm gonna go to VirtualBox. Okay, let's look at these. Okay, the settings screen is not shared. Wait. Okay. Just a second, guys. Okay, my laptop is glitching. Present or invite, share screen, window. That was, that was go ahead. Okay, guys. So this is VirtualBox, and there are network settings. All right. I'm not able to see settings here, so I'm gonna share a tab which has setting, which shows what all networks are there. Sorry, sir. Increase the speed. Okay. NAT is when you're not when the IP that is assigned to you by your computer. Bridged is when you're actually connected to the Wi-Fi, so the IP is assigned by your router. And host only is when you can only and only communicate between one machine and others. Okay. So I'm just gonna quickly stop sharing this screen and I'm gonna open my Kali. Press Windows Shift. Sir, can you explain the basic interface of Kali Linux? What are the tools and what way like home page? Harsh, I had in fact explained it yesterday. You might have missed it. That's completely possible and that's completely okay. Kali Linux is a Linux distribution based on Debian. Debian is also a Linux distribution. Linux is a kernel that anyone can use. Anyone, it's an open source kernel. Anyone can install it. So some intelligent person made Debian, and then some even more intelligent person took Backtrack, which was like Kali Linux, and then made Kali Linux. All right, it is more like Mac OS than it is like Windows. A lot of the functions are very similar to Mac OS. So if you've ever used a Mac, you will be very comfortable using a Linux distribution. Okay, just a second. It is not mandatory to install VirtualBox, but it helps because attendance is not like this. Okay. VirtualBox, any sort of a virtualization platform is important because Windows does not have the tools that are necessary to do this. वैसे there are Windows distributions which are like that, but normal Windows is not like that. All right. Let's get started. So, as all of you guys said, IDS watches and alerts, while IPS just blocks the threads. All right, and we're gonna be using Snot, which has a lot of features. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up a quick command, guys. I hope it's here. Oh no, it's not here. I'm gonna have to try and get the command. Wait. So ETH1 is what we're using, which has the DHCP connected to the PF sense. Increase the font size, please. Oh, I'm just gonna make it more zoomed in. I have increased the font size. I hope it's better for you guys. Okay. So first we're gonna open our rules. Okay, and we're gonna understand what those rules are and where they apply. All right. So TCP and UDP, we understood the difference of yesterday. Who is gonna tell me what's ICMP and what's ARP? I can't. Am I audible? Hello. Am I not audible? Hello, hello, hello. Is this better? Hello, is this better now? Now audible. Okay. So we understood the difference between TCP and UDP yesterday. Who will tell me what's ICMP and what's ARP? I'm gonna wait for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. ARP is used to find MAC address. Alright. Let's wait for some other answers. Okay, you guys are doing extremely well. Uh, lot of geniuses out here. ARP used to find my address was completely correct. ICMP Internet Control Message Protocol is correct. Harshit gave the perfect answer, and which is used in ping. ICMP is used in ping. ARP is Address Resolution Protocol. Okay, perfect. So I have turned myself to root because we are going to run a lot of commands which are not able to run as a normal user, as a non-sudo user. Okay, so now this is on screen notification. There's no notifications. I'm only sharing tally alerts. Okay, so we are gonna now open a new window. We're gonna open a new window because in this window process is running. These people were there before I joined. I'm so sorry. Okay, now let's get into it. Now we're gonna do an attack. We're gonna okay. First, let's examine. Okay, we'll examine the log file of the rules afterwards. Okay, we're gonna run an hping attack. Okay, what is hping? Important question. What is ping? Ping is when you reach out to another computer. Okay, it's like tapping someone on the shoulder, and then they're like, "Hey, what's up?" So that's a response. If they ignore you, that's not a response. That's an analogy. Okay. Uh, Now I'm going to paste these commands with comments so you guys can understand. This is running. This will keep running. Okay. This is a new tab. Okay. We're going to attack the lab. Okay. We're going to attack. Okay. Dot one. What is dot one and why is dot one here? That is a question that you guys need to answer. I am unable to remove Neetika from here. I'm really sorry. I am not very well versed with this. But the content is a work. Okay. Why 192.168.561? I'm very curious. Can you guys tell me why? Subnet, Ayush Joshi, perfect. Very smart. So the reason is that usually whatever your IP is, so this is constant, and then it gets assigned 1, 2, 3, 4. One, the subnet one is always assigned to the router. So you're targeting the router here within the lab. But there is an error in this command because we are targeting the pfSense machine, but the pfSense machine is not the same IP as this. So first we're gonna check if we can ping the machine. All right, and I'm also gonna share the pfSense machine. So right now I'm running the command line interface in pfSense machine. Gateway, okay. Gateway is the actual perfect router. What is router? It's in the name, it's something that routes your traffic to the correct place. All right. So you guys can see that I am on pfSense and I'm on a very bad command line interface. Okay, so this is not the correct machine. I'm so sorry, guys. I I have a lot of machines running on my system. Okay, we are here, we are in, and we're going to type ifconfig to see what the IP here is, and I'm going to grab. Let me just check if I'm muted or not. Yes, the previous shared material will be shared. Okay, let's go back and focus and continue on this. So I'm gonna. Okay, that's a slash. That's not good. Mm. So we see that the pfSense command line interface says that the inet. So this also has two interfaces. Okay. So this says that the inet 192.168.119.129 in the subnet mask is 168.1.1. Alright, but we have typed 56. That is the error here. So how do we see if it's an error or if it's not an error? To see that, what I'm gonna do, at least what I do, is I type ifconfig on Kali. I see that this is my IP. I copy my IP from Kali and I go back to the machine that you guys are seeing right now and I enter the command. See, we can ping the machine from the firewall, which is perfect. This is what we needed, and this is what we got. All right. If this response would not have come, we would have been in trouble. But this response has come, and that means that we can communicate between this machine and that machine using host only. Host only, however, does not have internet access, which is why there are two network adapters, one for internet access and one for communicating between systems. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna 192.168.119.129. I'm gonna come back here. This is VMware. I have VMware and VirtualBox both actually. Uh, some softwares run better on some, I'm gonna go back to Kali Linux now because that's what we're mainly gonna use. I really wanna see if we can ping them. We are unable to ping, but so if we are unable to ping a machine, all Windows machines also have this. You can't ping them. So then Nmap has a facility which lets you still see if the host is up. Okay. So I'm gonna okay, no, wait. To to check if the host is up, we type nmap dash pn. This is how you ping devices which have firewalls enabled that they cannot be pinged. Alright. 192.168.119.129. 128 is also there, by the way. Just letting you guys know. This might take some time. We might as well move forward. This is Kali Linux. I told you guys to install it. This is Kali Linux or VirtualBox. You should have installed it by now. If you have not, then just install it. It's very simple. Don't worry. I was able to once install it when I was in like fifth grade, sixth grade. Okay. So now what do we do? We have to get the IP of the machine and we have to kill it, or we have to at least monitor it. Okay, let's now see what rules have been set. Since the nmap scan is going to take time, I think that's what we should do. All right, going back to Kali Linux. Okay, it's halfway. Something done. Opening a new tab. And now we're gonna look at a file. Now, these are the rules. These are the local rules that the Snot IDS follows. This is what we have set. I have manually set these rules. I mean, not manually. See, now that we have the help of ChatGPT, AI, and all of that, our workflow can increase 1,000 times, and I think that's a good. Sir, this IP is for firewall. Kali Linux IP is not for firewall, but the IP that we saw earlier, that was for the firewall. Can you guys read these rules? And can someone realize that it's very simple? Akshat, I think you should stop spamming. Anyway, let's continue. I'm gonna go back to the virtual machine and we're gonna just go over these ones. All right. So the first is SYN flood detection. As you guys know, there's a three-way handshake and SYN is the first step. Okay. So if someone is sending too many SYN requests at once, it should detect it. So it will alert TCP, whoever is sending it, to whoever it is being sent, that SYN flood has been detected. And it will count them and it will do it for 10 seconds. Alright. This is basically English. It is very easy to write these rules, but it is very difficult to realize what rule to apply where. This is called blue teaming, talk related stuff, and it's extremely difficult. All right. Are those This is VirtualBox only Twilight. DOS attack. VMware or VirtualBox, I use both. I don't have a preference. This is for alerts. Perfect. Shadow, you can try. You should Google alternatives to how to do this on Windows. You probably can, but more than one machine is needed. So virtual machine is the best way to do it. Okay, now let's exit from this boring ass screen and go. See, saying host is up, but all the posts are filtered. That's because it is the firewall. And in fact, okay, now let's start. This will take time, but that IP also belongs to the firewall, which is very interesting. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move ahead from this. Exactly, code with cipher scanning was blocked by the firewall because we're sending requests to firewall. That is completely correct. One host up means that the thing, the IP we are scanning, whatever it belongs to, whether it be a phone, whether it be a camera, anything at all that it will have an IP address. It's an identifier. So it's saying that host is up means that the host is up. It's not like the IP address has not been assigned or the person who has it is switched off. But the ports are filtered. I'm so sorry. I cannot remove. Like I'm unable to remove. If someone knows how to remove it, please let me know and I'll remove it. Okay.